Okay, so dumb phones. There's so many of them hitting the market these days. I'm very excited about all the different companies, how they're going about doing things. One that I was able to find out about recently, and I was actually able to connect with one of their founders, is called Balance Phone. Something that they've done is they've actually created a launcher for Android devices, which gives you sort of a sneak, if you have Android, it gives you a sneak peek into how their operating system is going to work. It's not the complete final version of that, but as you all may or may not know, I recently bought a Google Pixel 4a, which I literally bought after talking to the founder of Balance Phone because he's been testing their operating system on a Google Pixel 4a, pretty inexpensive on Amazon. And I figured since there's a lot of launchers that are coming out with the goal of being more minimal with your phone usage, I had never used an Android before, but I was super excited to get my hands on one finally. So here's the Google Pixel 4a. I'm brand new to Android, and something that I've always thought was interesting is how customized you could be with these products, even to the extent of running a complete sort of launcher operating system on top of the Android itself. So we're going to walk through the app here so you can get an idea of what it looks like. And then I'll also walk through the Kickstarter page as well and just talk through that with you all. But I do think it's interesting that if you have an Android device, you're actually able to sort of get your hands on the device early before the actual product comes out in the next few months or so after they get what I assume will be a completely successful Kickstarter campaign. So I do have the Balance Phone app here. We're going to go ahead and get started. Everything you need. Hello. No social media, no streaming services, no games, no betting, no pornography. So I love that. And I think what's cool is it can actually even, if you have Google Chrome on your phone and you try to go to youtube.com, it'll say, hey, that's not supported with Balance Phone and whatever. So not only will it control your phone and how it looks and what you have access to, but it also will anywhere on the internet, if you're trying to access those things I just mentioned, you won't be able to. It puts a blocker on them, which I love. So basically it's taking over my phone and really paring it down. Set your passcode. Set. Okay, recovery email. I'm going to go ahead and do that. It says we recommend to ask someone you can rely on to set it for you. So not only setting your passcode, but maybe even setting your recovery email. That way, if you really want to access your phone, you have to ask that friend in order to get the passcode, which I think is smart, especially like with kids or something like that. Ready to regain freedom? Let's go. All right, so there is a 7-day trial, €29.99 per year or $49.99 lifetime access. This is for the launcher itself. Currently, in this current iteration, which is very close to what it will be, here's all of your apps. If I came in here and I tried to access the YouTube app, which I don't even have on this phone, it wouldn't let me. You can search all your apps here. You can come in and really, I mean, they're the stock apps, right? So you can still access all your apps. You can send photos. I can come in here to messages. I can look at my photos, files, Google. Yeah, so it's as simple as this. I've talked to the company a little bit, the owner, and I said, hey, I like something that I found while I was using this is if I need to get to photos, I have to like swipe all the way down. It's all alphabetized to get down to Spotify or photos, which adds a little bit more friction in using your phone in general, which I'm on the fence about what that means with the smart dumb phone setup. But I like that friction, but I also recommended maybe they allow for like top apps to be here and then like more apps, a button for more apps. You can obviously always search as well with this bar, but it's as simple as this. It really is. I think what sets Balance Phone apart, and especially with their own proprietary device as well, is I asked them in my meeting with them, I said, like, how is this different than the Minimus launcher? Or how is this different from Wise Phone or the Light Phone? And they said they go off of a blacklist instead of a whitelist. I think a lot of these dumb phone companies are choosing to do a whitelist, meaning we're going to allow you to do messages and YouTube and games. We're going to allow that. Everything else we're not. Whereas then those companies have to then go and find the apps that customers are wanting that don't really break the rules and add them. which takes a lot more time. There's so many apps out there, right? And so many apps that are okay for a dumb phone, like a baby monitor app, right? There's so many of those. So then you have to go and find those and whitelist them, where this company is saying, all right, we're going to start with everything whitelisted, then we're going to blacklist social media. We're going to blacklist YouTube. We're going to blacklist, porn websites. We're going to blacklist all these things that you don't need. And then if things come across that should be blacklisted, we will add them. So they're sort of taking the opposite approach to what most of these companies are doing, which I think that does set them apart. And I do like that. So let's go see if we can pop open their Kickstarter and kind of run through that. All right, cool. So here's their Kickstarter page. They've got, of course, a nice, lovely little video here. Very minimal looking phone. I see that literally, I think this is like a pre-launch almost, and they've already gotten 36,000 of their $11,000 goal. So good on them. Obviously, it's going to be the most inexpensive it will be if you buy it now on their Kickstarter page. So just walking through, it is a smaller size, so it's closer to something like the iPhone mini. Is that what it was called? I think so. Which is nice. I hear a lot of people saying, like, I don't need a huge 6.9 inch display on a dumb phone. So they have gone with the smaller form factor, which I think is great, answering sort of the community's wants as far as size. All essential apps, zero distraction, offline is a new luxury. Addictive apps and websites are blocked. So yeah, like I said, you can pick any browser and try to search for something. If it's on their block list, blacklist, whatever, you won't be able to use it. So really they're playing into this whole idea of how much time you'll save by not doom scrolling and stuff like that. You'll have all of your normal apps that you would like. Addictive apps and websites are blocked. I do like their UI and how minimal it is. I think that's great. NFC is great. Okay, so a 5.4 inch screen. So small, which I like that. I mean, it's probably an in-between. I don't know how big the iPhone 13 Pro's screen is as a comparison. Here's a little bit more stuff, fingerprint ID, dual SIM, 12 megapixel front camera, 128 gigabytes of ROM, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 2500 milliamp hour battery, fast charging, Android 14, 50 megapixel back camera. Here's a few more specs. They did actually send me this demo as well, which I could share. It's just really simple. Here's a few more looks at how sort of their prototype looks. Their first run. Cool, so that's who it's for. There's their journey, design, software development, manufacturing partner, prototype. So you can check all this out. Of course, let's look at, all right, I don't know what euros translates to in dollars, but 279. Oh, there it is, $309 for the device. I don't think there's a subscription plan. Bring your own SIM card, which a lot of people like to hear. I also really love this shirt, and I low-key hope Balance Phone send me one. I would love to rep this. It looks really nice. I'll take that hat too. Cool. So again, I'll have links down in the description for both the Android launcher, if I can find that, but also the Kickstarter page here too. Support these guys. Looks like they're doing great intentional work in the dumb phone space. I'm excited for them. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and like this video for more. Watch this video next. I think you're going to love it, and I will see you all in the next video.